All right, here we go, folks. The LCBI Overwatch 2 regular season first match of the year. We're just here testing our volume and stuff as we have a new streaming computer today and just wanting to make sure that everything is coming through properly. All right, well, we are waiting for the opponent to show up shortly after 5 o'clock and we'll get the game underway. We're just going to take a
Welcome
quick
to
peek in
Summer.
at the players as they're warming up.
I'm really feeling the heat. This objective's got my name on it. Could have yours, too. Watch here. There's one. Enemy spotted.
Огонь по готовности!
Area denial.
They're on the point. Send them packing.
Cannot escape me.
Gale the Mahol! Lost.
Hello there. Your
Barrier
end is
initialized.
within my reach.
Goodbye.
Score 1-1.
You've been rather quiet today, Doctor. I've gotten a lot
I'm
done.
the last one you'll ever cross.
The regions of Earth are so varied, but one human lifespan is not enough to see it all.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Let's win this time, and be extremely gracious about it.
Warning. Engaging the enemy.
Here it comes!
The objective is now active.
Dynamite out!
Appreciate it. Receive my aid.
All right, so what we're seeing is the LCBI Esports team in their warm-up is just playing some quick play matches against random opponents. Just getting their aim warmed up, getting their movements warmed up, make sure that they're ready to go and focused on the game.
Not so fast. This ends now. Greetings. A sip for the parched.
We saw a really effective ultimate ability there by the other team, doing a lot of damage and turning us around at the corner there. We'll watch them regroup now and take another run at it.
Let's give them one.
can see a very sustained effort here by the Bisons to try and push their way onto the point. Taking a lot of damage, pushing their way through there, and now using a couple ultimate abilities to try and turn the tide. Wasn't quite enough. Maybe just a misplacement of an ultimate there, but looking to focus and try again.
Defeat. Play of the game.
Breaking them down. This ends now.
All right, folks, we're just about ready to go here. You can see both teams are in the uh, pre-game setup now, just making sure. Looks like Arctic Peninsula is going to be our first map, and this map game mode is going to be control. So there's going to be a center point in the middle of the map that both teams are going to attempt to control. You gain control of that by um, having only your players in that area. So it doesn't mean that the other players are out of action, just that they're not in that area. Um, it takes a couple of seconds to actually gain full control, and then the counter starts up at about 1% per second, and you have to control that point to 100%. The point control can flip if the other team counterattacks and again takes control, meaning that their players are the only ones on that control space, at which time your counter will stop going up and their counter will start. And again, it's the first team to control the point for 100 seconds, and you'll see that at the top of the game, you'll see those counters start climbing as we get into this. So it looks like the other team just requested a little bit of time to get set up, so we're giving them that time to make sure they're ready to play. And once the other team is ready to go, we'll be jumping right into the match. So if you're following along, just a few more minutes and we'll get rolling on tonight's action. So again, this is the Bison's regular season home opener. Um, we played 2 preseason matches. We won the first one, and we took the last one to overtime, splitting the 5th point. Ended up losing, but a very tough match. So 1-1 in the preseason, and coming off back-to-back playoff seasons. So we're got some high expectations, looking for this team to continue to perform at a relatively high level and striving for the playoffs for the 3rd season in a row. If you're following us on the live YouTube stream, make sure you share that out, get it out to as many people as we can, whether they're affiliated with the school or not. Just trying to grow the esports here in Saskatchewan, and hopefully people enjoy what these kids have put together. All right, here we go. We are entering the match. Looking for a good match. Hopefully the kids have their nerves under control for the first match of the season. And we'll see how we put all their practice into action now tonight. So again, I mentioned this first game mode is going to be control. We're playing in the Antarctic Peninsula maps, so it'll be the first best out of 3, so the first of 2 wins. Control map is again when you hold that center control area with only your players in it to gain control, and we have to hold that for 100%, which turns into about 100 seconds. So you can see tonight's roster. We have Banana Josh as a healer, C-Play Game as a DPS, Dreamin' Bacon as a DPS, Golden Shadow as our tank, and Sky King 56 as our second healer. So they've got a very mobile comp here, and we'll see what their strategy is. Start off our match following Dreamin' Bacon, as you can see, using his abilities to try and get to oversight of that point as quickly as possible and control the entry for the other team. You can see as a DPS, he doesn't have a lot of health. That's that number represented in the bottom left, the 250. That's his health points. So he is focused on trying to deliver as many hits to the enemy from as possible without allowing himself to be targeted. So you can see he's constantly moving and shifting, making himself as hard a target to be hit as possible, while constantly keeping up his fire rate, trying to again deliver as many hits to that enemy as possible. You can see in the bottom right, there's 3 boxes there. Those are the different abilities that each character has, and so you will see they will use those abilities often in different ways for different advantages, and that's very important. So you can see we did manage to keep the other team away from the point off the start. We did control it, and that clock has been ticking up ever since as we've kept them off the point. So we're up over 36 now on our first thing, and we're just focusing on keeping them away. Oh, you can see the first pick of the game there by Dreamin' Bacon. And we've lost one of our healers. Looks like Sky King went down there, caught by the other team. Oh, and another one by Dreamin' Bacon. So you can see the aggregate damage done by the team really does matter. And we lost Dreamin' Bacon, but managed to get a swap out. So there was Chris C-Play with a really good pick. And you can see the other team starting to come back. They've switched some of their characters up, so that'll be to try and counter some of our players. And you can see the differences in the bottom right for C Play's character there. Um, everyone has those different abilities. So what we just saw there was Chris use his ultimate ability. You'll see down in the very bottom in the center, Chris has a 10, 11 that's counting up. That's an ability, ultimate ability. You'll see each of the characters has something different. And used in the right way, they can really change a match. So, and there we go, 100%. So the Bisons take the first map, pretty convincing fashion. They played really well together, focused and kept moving. Um, you know, if we were in the room with them right now, we'd be able to hear the communication the team has, which is very key to this. Like any other sport, that communication really matters. Making sure that you're focusing in the right areas and keeping the team working together. So that was a good start. We'll follow Banana Josh off the start here, one of our healers, and so again, you see in the bottom right the different abilities. The left click, we're highlighting that yellow left button, that's the healing ability, and the right click is the damage ability that they have to do. So you can see we really moved out quickly to try and hold that top ground. We have kind of split our team up here, and you can see the other team has a someone that's come in behind there. They tried to get a pick, which they managed to do. So successful strategy there. And now you can see our healers are having to focus in two different directions, trying to keep their team healed up. We have flipped the point. We have gained control, even though we're down a player. And our tank, we'll flip to our tank here. Golden Shadow is currently out of mech. So they're a much smaller player right now. So that's Diva as their character. So normally inside a mechanical robot, which gives them much more hit points and strength and movement. Right now they're just waiting, and you can see down in the bottom that mech ability is back in, and you can see Golden Shadow back in mech, and you can see the hit points there in the bottom left significantly raised. Oh, that was a great job there. There was opposite team healer there, Mercy. One of their abilities is the ability to bring a player back without having to respawn, and the LCBI Bisons watched for that, took them down. That was really great. That Res is the ability name, and it really does can change a match. So that was great on the LCBI for watching for that and taking that healer out. So you can see them kind of moving, left to right here. They're focused on just trying to provide control in their area, support each other. They'll be calling out as the other team looks for a focus. They'll be trying to get into that point, and the Bisons will be working together to make sure that they stop that. You see that ultimate ability there by Golden Shadow explodes their mech, turns it into a big bomb, and does a lot of damage. So, and you can see right now C Play Game and Golden caught in that special ability of the alternate tank, but there was no players there to take advantage of it while they were held in place. So you can see 96, 97%. Looks like the Bisons are going to take this second game down. So that is the first game mode now. That's victory on the first game mode. Control, so well done by the Bisons. Again, really great movement, good focus, and some good teamwork. Definitely a close match, even though they took it down 2-0. The other team had a couple of opportunities where they were in really good spots. So, nice play there by Sky King, our healer, and there you can see the Mersey using that ability. But really great work by Sky King to use the terrain to their advantage. So looks like we're gonna perhaps do some swapping in some players here. So it looks like we're gonna have Star Trek Fan and Skyfire, two of our players on the team, are gonna join the match here for Banana Josh and C Play Game. We'll see how they react. So now, because LCBI won that first match, it'll be up to the other team to pick the map that they choose. So we're going to be going into hybrid. So they have a choice of several options for hybrid. Blizzard World, Kings Row, Midtown, Parisio, Eichenwald, Hollywood, and New Bonnie. Often we see some of the most popular ones are Kings Row and Eichenwald. We'll see what the other team comes up with here for their choice of map. So they have picked, I believe, Watch Point. I'm not sure that's one of the maps, or maybe it's just a slang name for one of the maps. So we'll have a look here. All right, so they've chose New Bonnie, which is not one of the ones that we've seen often in this competitive realm. So be exciting to see how the Bisons handle this. It is definitely a map that they have played, obviously, but not one that they have maybe put as much practice into. So I'll be interested to see how the Bisons handle this. And like I said, we've swapped a couple of players in, and we're going to see how this goes. So um, both Skyfire and Star Trek fan have been. This is their second and third season with the team. So um, definitely the team is still in very capable hands. And it's important to us that as many of our team members get as game action as possible. Um, we want the most complete team we possibly can, and really like to reward as many of these kids as possible with playtime. They all come out and work really hard at practice. They focus. They put in the time. It's been really great to see over the last couple of seasons the improvements some of these kids have come together. So. So here we're going to follow Star Trek fan playing Bastion here. So again, you can see his abilities on the right-hand side. He's a mech that has a large cannon that he can do a lot of damage very quickly with. So you can see he's a little bit slower moving, but he's making movements to try and get into a better position. All right, we're gonna jump around here and see Golden Shadow, our tank, very mobile tank, fended off a bit of an attack and is now kind of going on the offense here. Pinned a couple of units in a room and is doing some damage, but you can see damage back as well. So we traded tanks, but our tank is still up due to D.Va being out of mech. So impressive reaction by the team to come to support the tank and back into mech quickly. So that's great job by Golden to stunt that attack and force them back out of there. So you definitely want to be careful. I'll let D.Va catch you in a little room. They can put a lot of damage in a hurry on a player. So you can see every once in a while there'll be some. It looks like a matrix goes out in front of D.Va, and that's their they basically intercept incoming projectiles from opposite teams with that. So you can see again the opposite team really trying to force their way through this hallway. Um, that can be a really difficult challenge. You've only got one way to go and not a lot of area to try and stop that damage. So you're kind of pinned in and it makes it difficult. So, oh, and you can see that special ability again used by Golden Shadow really turn the tide of that battle very quickly. So you can see in this game mode, the idea is one team is playing offense and one team is playing defense in this hybrid mode to start with. The area where this little cart is, you can see some of our players on it. The other team has to gain control. So again, they have to be the only players on there and they have to gain that control. So it's a few seconds that they have to control that. And right now the Bisons are trying to defend that area, ensure that the other team doesn't get control. And so far they haven't. So you see that A with 3 gray circle components around it. Those are the segments that the other team is trying to fill, so you can gain control of this by thirds, like a progress bar. And again, the Bisons want to try and keep that empty if possible. The second portion of hybrid is if they do gain control of that, then they have to basically push that cart, that point, by keeping someone on it at all times through a specific path of the map. And so you can see the other team is really making a push as their time is coming down, using some of those special abilities and making a real push here. So you can see so far the Bisons have held them, but definitely we've lost a few players. But again, they've managed to stunt that attack. So really great job by the Bisons, and we see that clock ticking down. If that goes to 0 without any enemy teammates on there, the Bisons have held the round. So really great defense for the Bisons. Defense is one thing that we've spent a lot of time working on. It's been a challenge, but really great defense. Again, good angles being played by the Bisons there, using the terrain to their advantage, the elevations, and being able to blunt those attacks as they're coming through. So really great job by the Bisons here. So now the second half of hybrid is now we go on attack. So we're going to be doing the exact opposite. We're going to try and force our way onto that control location, take control of it, and try and do that. So because the other team didn't get control, all we have to do is get that first third. So a little bit easier. We don't have to worry about trying to control it and then push the point because of the defense we played. We just have to try and hold it. So we're going to follow along with Skyfire here, playing a healer. Moira is the name. You see the yellow ball that they just launched? That's a healing ball. So they can heal around corners sometimes or over distances. They also have a healing ability, which is shorter range. So they have to be near the players to heal. And it is limited. But Moira is also very good at doing damage as a healer. And that orb, they can send a purple orb that does damage. So again, they can do damage from a distance as well. So we're going to see them try and push our way up. Looks like we're going to try and take the left route and move around behind from height. And again, we've seen the other team switch characters. They're looking for the right mix to counter the Bisons and their aggression. You can see Golden Shadow just flew across. There was a sniper across the way there. They're trying to force them off the heights, which it looks like they've done. And our healers are trying to keep them up. So we can see now that we're on the point. You see that gray circle turning white once we get to that first third. They've won the round. So really great aggression by the Bisons, looking for picks and focusing together. Healers did a great job reacting when needed. So really good round by the Bisons again. So that was that aggression has really paid off for them now, 2 in a row. And we see Dreamin' Bacon with his special ability. That railgun does a lot of damage in a straight line. Just managed to do a great job of getting some picks there for the team. So again, now because the Bisons won that match, the maps will be up to the opposite team to pick, and we're gonna see some more swaps here. It looks like. So we're gonna be playing Flashpoint now. So there's only two map choices. So it's New Junk City or Servasa. You can see Aquamarine has uh, subbed in for Golden Shadow. So we've got Dreamin' Bacon, Star Trek Fan, Skyfire, Banana Josh, and Aquamarine uh, on the team now. So um, again, we're gonna see this Flashpoint is an interesting one. So again, like Controller Hybrid, there's going to be a point that they try and control, and again, it's very much like Control where you have to get that point to 100%. But there's actually going to be 5 points. So there'll be a first one. After that first one, it's going to randomly pick the next one. And so it's a real effort to have the team communicate, stay together, or how they're going to focus to get to that next point, and control it as well. So communication, mobility, focus are all really key to having a really good flashpoint. So again, a match does consist of a best of 5 games. So if the Bisons can win Flashpoint, having won Control and Hybrid, that would be the game. They would take this match down 3-0. So we're going to see how the Bisons react once once we're ready to go here with the other team. So yeah, we've seen some really good stuff out of the Bisons so far. We're going to see how this plays out now. So.
Welcome to New Junk City.
So we've chosen New Junk City, very popular map, especially for this game mode. So um, we're going to see how this plays out. It's one that the Bisons have practiced, so it's definitely not new to them. They should have a strategy in place. Now again, we've got a few of our subs in, which like any sport, um, you change the mix of the team, and it's definitely different with different communication and whatnot. So we're going to see Aquamarine now. He's taken over the tank duties from Golden Shadow. I know Aquamarine's been practicing his tank, but he's relatively new to the position. Um, so we're going to see how he does here, in especially this challenging um, Flashpoint game mode. So.
3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint.
So you can see the team obviously all moving the same direction, using their abilities to try and get to lay the damage down as quickly as possible. Now they don't want to get stuck in that doorway. If they can push out of that doorway, it gives them a little bit more lateral movement. That lateral movement really helps in using the terrain and helping to make sure that you're not taking unnecessary hits. So again, you can see them using the terrain, looking for cover, and you can see now, we had started taking the point, but we decided to move off of it to try and do some damage off the side. So tank out there, really, what a wonderful save there by our healers. We did lose one of our DPS players, but that was a really good save by our healers there on our tank, who was very low. You can see no one's taking control of the point yet. They're focused on trying to win this fight, and now you can see that the other team has hopped on the point. They are trying to capture it just with that single player while the fight's going on, and they have flipped it. The Bisons didn't get there quite fast enough, and they have taken the point. You can see a couple of ultimate abilities used by the other team there too to really impact the Bisons and their ability to counterattack. So great job, and they have taken the point and taken the Bisons down. So now we got to regroup and come up with a plan to come back here. So you can see Drewman Bacon has moved up, looks to try and get a pick. His ultimate ability is now ready to go. So we'll see how he chooses to use that. Now that the rest of the team is back, he's going to reposition and move in with the team. Again, you can see they are working hard to try and provide different areas of attack, and there they get a pick early and another one, and they're starting to turn this map. So 2 of their 3 characters on the opposite team down, 3 now, and there's that ultimate ability by Dreamin' Bacon to really focus his damage, and you can see there they've now taken the other team down and turned the point, but you can see the other team got to 99%. Flashpoint that percentage does tick up faster. You can see it's moving faster than 1 a second, and that is because there is 5 control points in this game mode. So now you can see the Bisons taking up positions, communicating, trying to figure out where the enemy's going to come from. There's many different avenues that they can come from, and they're communicating, looking for. Oh, great pick by Dreamin' Bacon there on one of the healers. Not a lot of hit points there. Really great focus to get them out, and a couple more between Dreamin' Bacon and Chris Play there, getting some points. And you can see they came at them from 2 sides, and they were really only ready to kind of defend themselves from 1 spot. So you can see Drew and Bacon really pushing up, trying to get that healer out of the way. Another pick, and you know, like any sport, it's like being on a power play in hockey. If you can play them 5-on-4, you just have a much better chance of taking this out. So you can see again using the terrain, and turning that flashpoint. So great job by the Bisons and getting those picks. You can see healers and damage players working together, doing a really great job. So now they're going to be moving to the next point. They're going to have to try and move together in order and use their abilities again to get there as quickly as possible. So you can see that point highlighted on the screen for them. And we're going to jump over here and follow Star Trek fans, playing Reaper. Normally that's C-Play Games character, so I apologize for that. So Star Trek fan is our other DPS. Playing Reaper as the character, so he's got a couple of short-range weapons there. You can see he's got his ult ready, so I'll be excited to see how Star Trek uses that ultimate ability to his advantage. You can see again the team very aggressive still, not allowing the other team to dictate the pressure. And there's that ultimate ability by Star Trek fan. Really great job. Really great job to turn the title there. That ultimate ability does a massive amount of damage very quickly and gets that other team as they were kind of caught there by the ult of Aquamarine as well. So really great combination of the two, using their ultimate abilities together for max effect. Yeah, that was really, really great there. So you can see they're taking their time, using the terrain, looking for their best option, knowing that they have to guard this point down below, but knowing that the other team has to push onto that point. So they don't necessarily have to be standing there. They just now need to guard from the other team pushing on there. So the more you can play those angles and use that terrain for your ability, the better. So you could say the other team tried to use that May wall, that big ice wall, to try and isolate our tank. But the Bisons did a really great job of moving around that obstacle and keeping their tank alive. So no, again, you can see the Bisons being really, really aggressive here. So on defense, sometimes you don't. Some teams like to sit back, but the Bisons playing really aggressive, knowing the other team has to fight their way through, and we've got the second point. So you can see now the third point has lit up there. We're going to follow Skyfire as they move with the rest of the team to that next point. And you can see as a healer, they're always kind of watching out for their other players, looking to see who needs heals, who doesn't. And again, there's some communication going on with the team, knowing that the other team has to come to them and looking for opportunities. So you can see Skyfire again has their ultimate ability, so we'll see how they choose to use that. So the ultimate ability that Skyfire has is a very large beam that does both healing and damage. So positioning really matters on how you're going to effectively use that ability um, for best effect. So you can see the other team trying to do what they can to approach, and they're using some ultimate abilities. Definitely, their ultimate abilities are doing what they can to take over this position. You can see Banana Josh trying to keep his teammates up. And we're going to follow back Dream and Bacon. Both Dream and Bacon and Star Trek fan managed to stay alive. So it's holding that point and not allowing it to flip. So again, best out of 5 on these 5 control points. So if they can hold this one to 100, that will be match point. So the other teams really got one more opportunity to push in. As you can see, we're ticking up quickly, so they're going to be putting all their effort in here to try and take this battle down. So you can see a couple of ultimate abilities on both sides. Star Trek fan, or sorry, Dream and Bacon with the rest of the team doing a really great job, and that's the match, folks. So a great first week for the LCBI Bisons. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in or is going to watch the replay later, and we hope to see you again next week. So great start to the season, exciting job, and play of the game for Star Trek fan here, stacking his ultimate on top of Aquamarine's ultimate. So great teamwork there, and really great. So all right, well, you guys have a great evening, and thank you very much.